I moved onto my boat in 2007, and I was planning to move to Yorkshire, having bought the boat in Somerset, and I'd got a lot of information from British Waterways, which was the precursor to Canal and River Trust. I found out a huge amount about the history and background of British Waterways and of the British Waterways Act 1995, which is the legislation that entitles people to use boats without a permanent mooring, because I was intending to take a mooring when I got to Yorkshire. A few weeks before I arrived on the Huddersfield Narrow Canal, I got out all of the information I had about moorings that I'd been sent by British Waterways, and I was in the process of filling in the forms to apply to be on the waiting list for certain moorings, which were the moorings I thought I could afford. And as I was filling in those forms, I discovered that British Waterways had unilaterally, without any consultation, suspended all of the mooring waiting lists and moved all of their moorings to an auction system where the highest bidder would get the mooring. And that made me absolutely furious, because as a single woman on a low income, there was no way that I was ever going to be the highest bidder for anything. British Waterways in 2009 started serving lots of enforcement notices on all of the boaters without a home mooring, alleging that we weren't complying with the law because we hadn't travelled very far. I thought about how we could fight it using what I knew about the law, and so I started drafting letters that people could send to complain about the enforcement notices that they'd received. And we had a few boaters meetings, and out of that grew quite a strong campaign locally on the Kennet and Avon Canal. Around about the same time, I got into contact with the National Bargee Travellers Association, which at that time was quite a new organisation, which had formed out of a group of boaters in Reading who were being evicted from various places on the River Thames by Reading Council. That gradually grew to the point now where we have about 800 or 900 members, and we have a committee that runs the organisation, and we're involved in various different campaigns, and we also have a group of volunteer caseworkers who help people individually who are facing enforcement by navigation authorities or who are facing other issues which arise because they live on boats and they're being denied services or access to benefits or healthcare that the rest of the community gets automatically. It's very satisfying when you see someone who could have lost their home and you've managed to help them to hang on to their home. Personally, I don't see myself moving back on land. I see myself continuing to live on my boat on the inland waterways for, as long as possible.